In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to deploy Node.js to Azure Web App in GitHub. We'll use a ready-made GitHub Actions template to build your Node.js app and deploy it straight to an Azure Web App. Before we start, make sure you have a Node.js project in a GitHub repository and an Azure Web App already created in your Azure subscription. You'll also want permission to commit workflow files to the repository. First, open your project's repository on GitHub in your browser. At the top of the repo, go to the Actions tab. If you haven't set up any workflows yet, you'll see a prompt to get started. Click Get Started with GitHub Actions to open the workflow gallery tailored to your project. On this page, look for the section labeled Suggested for this repository. This filters templates that match a Node.js project. Under that, choose Deployment to narrow it down to deployment-focused workflows. From the deployment options, select the template titled Build a Node.js project and deploy it to an Azure Web App. This template wires up Node Setup, Install, Build, and the Azure Web App's deploy action for you. Click Configure to load the template into a new workflow file. GitHub will open a draft named Azure Web Apps Node.yml inside the .github workflows folder of your repository. You'll see a YAML file with a build job that checks out your code, sets up Node, installs dependencies, runs your build, and a deploy job that publishes to Azure. Switch into edit mode if it isn't active yet, and review the placeholders at the top of the file. Confirm the Node.js version matches your app, adjust the package manager commands if you're not using NPM, and set the app-specific values like the Azure Web App name, resource group, or slot, if those fields are present in the template. Keep your application path correct, so the artifact that gets deployed is the one your app expects. This is also where the workflow references deployment credentials via a secret. If the secret isn't configured yet, GitHub will prompt you when the workflow runs. When your edits look good, click Preview to see the proposed changes and ensure the YAML syntax is intact. Finally, create the workflow file in your repository to commit it to the default branch. As soon as it's committed, GitHub Actions will kick off the first run automatically. You can watch its progress back on the Actions tab, open the logs to confirm build and deploy steps succeed, and then visit your Azure Web App URL to verify the app is live. That's it. Your Node.js app is now set to build and deploy from GitHub to Azure with every push.